Okie dokie, boys and girls, it is day 56 of Calisthenics Endurance, and today we are doing dips, hitting the chest and triceps with the remaining energy from yesterday. Because the way I structure my training at the moment is legs are top priority, so I give everything I have or have to give on a leg workout, and then I build my other workouts around that. So today I am sore as hell. There is not a single spot in my quadriceps and glutes that is not sore today from yesterday's squatting workout, even though it was only body weight. But that means that today is going to be a bit, not more chill, it's going to be a bit less intense in the sense that I am still going to go to my max or failure or close to it. But for example, there will not be a finisher set, and also very important, the way I will go to failure or close to it is going to be in a controlled manner. So when you think about working out, there are, I guess, two camps that most people think about. You have the scientific way of training, and you have the horsecock, go all out, trash form way of training, right? And well, they're oftentimes attacking each other, but in my opinion, you don't have to go to a single camp, right? You can just use both of their ways of training to your advantage. So when you want a heavier stimulus and you want to go like extremely close to your max intensity, I would say it's easier to do so with the trash form spamming reps training, right? Even if you disregard form a little bit, it will allow you to go further into a sit and use some momentum, and therefore you will notice after that workout, in general, it takes longer to recover than when you are in a controlled environment, controlling every rep, focusing on the muscle burn, going slow, taking pauses, right? This will also give you an intense burn and, you know, build muscle, but it's going to be way more targeted and it's going to allow you to recover quickly, which is why bodybuilders mostly use it, right? Because you're able to target a single muscle, and because the other muscles are not getting tired, you're able to recover quickly. That's exactly what a bodybuilder wants. But in terms of strength, you also just want to push yourself very hard and do the movement efficiently. And therefore, in those cases, I feel like, not like really caring about which muscles you're contracting is also an advantage. In today's case, I am tired and I still want to go intense, so I'm gonna go with the more scientific bodybuilding like workout where I focus on my chest. I am very bad at this because I don't often do it, and so what I will do is I will force myself to pause on the reps. I will start with some dips where I do one dip every 3 seconds and pause at the top. Then I will move on to like a different workout style, but I will be pausing at the bottom a little bit, right? And so by doing those little pauses, I'm controlling myself. I am making sure that I don't use momentum, or at least not too much momentum, and I'm able to go like very intense, right? But in a controlled environment, it's gonna be chest and triceps and nothing else. And I'm gonna be able to recover more quickly from it. It's gonna use less energy. That's just inevitable. It's not which one is worse, which one is the best. It's just which one of those two ways is in accordance to what you're trying to achieve on the given day. So let's get outside. First sits are gonna be 3 sets of paused dips. Like I said, once every 3 seconds, I will keep myself at the top and then do a dip once every 3 seconds. Last time I managed to do 3 sets of 30. Today I want to see 35. It sounds crazy, right? I've been thinking about this for a while. I guess I'm gonna see in this, just try it and see what happens. 3 sets of 35. Let's aim for at least 2 sets, and then we can see what happens on set number 3. But yeah, that's gonna be a very intense burn. So let's go. Holy hell. Oh, that burns so much already. Okay, I'm gonna put on a timer. Take about 3 minutes of rest, just like last time, and then try and do it again. However, like I said, this burns so much. This time not only the triceps, but also, you know, the chest was just burning already. Feeling very tired, but nonetheless, let's push through a little bit for these first couple sets, and then see what we do afterwards. But yeah, today's gonna be a tough one. Those are the ones that count, I guess. Holy hell. I almost got defeated by my glasses again. But on a real note, these dips, you know, the pauses, they are more mental than physical, because at one point in set number 2 and around 15 reps, I thought I was done. I thought I was gonna quit set number 2, but I didn't want to, because if I can't even do 2 sets of 35, then obviously that's weaker than last time. So I pushed through, and at rep number 30 of set number 2, I was actually feeling better than rep number 15. And because of that, I was able to get some confidence to attempt set number 3 as well. 35 reps, if I counted correctly. I hope I counted correctly, because in my, I'm saying this now and it sounds fishy. It sounds weird, like you don't get stronger during a set, but if I counted correctly, that was an amazing experience. And perhaps next time I'm doing 40 reps, but now I'm gonna take a quick break and move on to part number 2 of the workout. Oh, my chest is just destroyed already. Whew. Okie dokie, time for part number 2 of the workout. When it comes to managing your intensity, there are 2 tricks. I talked about, controlling your reps, doing the science-based, so to speak, approach. There is also a second way to manage your intensity, which is more so a mental one. And so what I mean by that is you can control your intensity by doing something new. On the previous part in this workout, for part number 1, in the past dips, I was able to complete set number 2 only because I had the reference of last training where I did 30 reps. If I didn't do 3 times 30 reps last training, I wouldn't have completed set number 2 because I wouldn't have had the reference to how strong I should be, right? If I failed set number 2 on rep number 15, it would have been fine. There wouldn't have been a comparison to last time, but now there was a comparison to last time, and so that I knew that if I quit on rep number 15, I would be weaker, and so I had to push through, and so it was more intensity. And so what you can do in order to manage your intensity is you can try something new, something where you have no clue how strong you're gonna be, and it doesn't even have to be a different exercise. I'm still gonna do dips right now, even though I do dips a lot, but I'm gonna do something new. I'm gonna do EMOM, every minute on the minute 1 set with weight added. And I haven't done this, or I might have done this before, but if I did, it was like years ago, right? I don't remember the last time I did this, and so I don't remember how strong I should be. So what am I gonna do? I have 10 kilos or 22 pounds added to my waist. I'm gonna do past dips. I'm gonna do 1 dip every second, and the remaining time, a very short time, is gonna be a pause at the bottom. I'm gonna do 15 reps, and I have 20 sets of EMOM planned. Now, whether I'm gonna be able to complete this or not, I don't know, but I don't have a reference either, and so at some point I'm gonna feel like, holy hell, I'm tired. And because I don't have a reference compared to last time, I'm not gonna, go beyond mental-wise, right, to push through it. It might sound like I'm a pussy, maybe I'm a pussy, but it's gonna make sure that I manage my intensity correctly, and that's the most important part. So let's go. Okay, failed on set number 16, rep number 12. I will remember for last time, but holy hell. Despite what I said about, not having a reference and not being able to push yourself as hard, I feel like I was able to push myself quite hard today, but I'm gonna take that as a good thing, and yeah, I will remove this weight belt and see you in a moment to discuss the training. Okie dokie. So that's gonna be it for today's training. Very happy with how it went, of course. Not only because of this sick pump, but also just because dips are fun to do. Anyway, what you might be thinking is, Timmy, if you're trying to manage your intensity, why are you adding weight when you don't really do that often, right? And well, the answer is because in a context of endurance, right, you're gonna be doing a lot of reps anyway. Today, I did a lot of reps, but I would have done more if I didn't have the weight. And I pushed myself to failure on EMOM, but I failed at, 11 reps, and I wasn't able to do any reps anymore with 10 kilos added to my body weight. However, if I didn't have weight added to my body weight, and I would have gone to failure then I would be at a point where I'm not able to do even a single dip at body weight, whereas now I wasn't able to do anything with 10 kilos, but if I removed that weight instantly, I would be able to do dips again. And so I didn't push myself as far because I added weight. Even though the intensity of the exercise is now higher, I'm doing way less volume, and that's why today's training is less intense than the usual ones. I'm also not doing a finisher sit where I go completely to my max in one sit, and so all in all I expect to recover more quickly than I do on a normal chest day. But nonetheless, like I said, holy hell, a good chest pump, and I'll be feeling this tomorrow for sure. But yeah, now I'm gonna have some breakfast, and I'll see you tomorrow for hamstrings, which is gonna be very fun because I made some discoveries, but I'll explain that then.